Welcome to Wake County Public Schools ASCA National Model. Today we will be discussing action plan results. To find out more about writing program goals or curriculum group or closing the gap plans, check out the video tutorials. After crafting purposeful, data-driven SMART goals, it's important to take the time to collect the results and analyze the effectiveness of your work. Just like action plans, there are 3 types of results reports: curriculum, small group, and closing the gap. Process, perception, and outcome data are collected as you implement your action plans. Once the work of the action plan is completed, counselors analyze the data to reveal the changes in student learning and behavior and to promote systemic change. The counselor is analyzing the effectiveness of the programming, and the results are not meant to be an indicator of the ability of the counselor. Data provides the basis for informed decision-making and allows counselors to adjust activities and interventions to be more effective. When collecting process data, be prepared to share the number of participants and the number of sessions. This is a great way to show your stakeholders how you spend your time. If you are sharing your process data in a presentation or handout, consider a way to list process data for stakeholders. In this example, the counselor listed the highlights of her work with students. In the curriculum, group, and closing the gap plans, you would simply fill in the box with the number of students who received the lesson, group, or intervention. Perception data includes what students think they know, believe, or can do. It might be a pre-post test, an assignment, or a survey. Be concise, but list enough details that the stakeholder who is reading the results report can get an idea of what was measured and how perception or knowledge changed over time. Some examples might be: on the pretest, only 10% of students were able to name a strategy for dealing with bullying. On the post-test, 90% of students were able to name a strategy. There was an 8% increase in the number of students able to identify a positive peer relationship. If you share your perception data with stakeholders in a presentation or handout, consider creating a graph or chart to summarize the data. If you need help creating charts and graphs within PowerPoint or Excel, there are many online tutorials available, including the Microsoft Office support site. Outcome data is the achievement, attendance, or behavior/discipline data that is specifically defined by the goal statement. These are the only types of data that can be included. If you find yourself wondering whether a piece of data is outcome or perception, ask if it is achievement, attendance, or behavior. If the answer is no, it must be perception data. Again, include enough information that the stakeholder can understand the data reported in the results report, and consider ways to share graphs and charts through handouts, presentations, and your counseling website. Examples: 76% of students had no more than 4 office referrals. 73% of the students had a decrease in the number of reports for bullying behavior. 55% of students passed the EOG the first time. As you share a data, consider what you want the data to tell. What worked? What didn't? What else do you need to know? What additional resources are needed? Add these details in the implications section of the results report. Be clear about next steps for improvement, or, if applicable, why the activities were so successful. The most important part of the results report process is sharing with stakeholders. The counselor or the counseling team knowing that their work was effective is not enough. Sharing data with stakeholders can lead to increased support of the school counseling program and links the school counseling program with increased student success in closing the achievement gap. To share data, create information that is reader-friendly. It's not effective to expect administrators, teachers, and parents to convert our information into their own lingo. Use graphs, charts, lists, and bullets as much as possible to make an easy read. You can create a one-page format that includes reason the data was collected, how the data was collected, results in a simple format, and recommendations or implications of the data. Seek out ways to share your data in faculty meetings, leadership meetings, advisory council, PTA newsletters, bulletin boards, PTA meetings, and your website. Make the results of your work easy to find for stakeholders. Most importantly, be prepared to answer questions. Know everything you can about the need, the strategies used, the data collection process, and the implications of the results. Thanks for joining us today. If you have any questions, please let us know.